The last 5 years before you retire are the most important years of your life financially. In today's video, I'm going to show you why that is and give you 5 things you can do to prepare yourself for retirement. I'm Cary Green, co-founder of Green Era Financial, and I'm here to help you to get the most out of life with your money. So why is it that the 5 years leading up to retirement are the most important? Well, honestly, there are many reasons, but here are 5 big ones and what you can do to get the most out of them. Reason number 1. This is where compound interest really starts to work for you. Warren Buffett is worth about $150 billion right now, a massive amount of money. But did you know that he first became a billionaire at age 56? That means that over 99.33% of his wealth was made after the age of 56. Now, why is that? Well, aside from the fact that he's a brilliant investor, he also had compound interest on his side. So let's look at it this way. Let's say that you have $750,000 in your portfolio and you're in your late 50s, but you need $1.5 million to retire comfortably. Now, it may have taken you 30 to 40 years to build your portfolio up to that initial $750,000. And you might be thinking, well, how am I supposed to get to $1.5 million before I retire? But here's the thing, it's actually fairly realistic to double that in the last 5 years before retirement. So let me give you an example. If you're married and both you and your spouse max out your 401ks every year, that would be about $30,500. Now, let's assume that your employers match your contributions up to $4,000 a year. And let's also assume that you got an annual return of 8% per year. You'd have a little over $1.5 million after just 5 years. That's why these last 5 years before retirement are so crucial to capitalize on the power of compound interest and maximize your contributions to your portfolio. Which brings us to reason number 2. Now might be the perfect time to pay for the big thing. One of the benefits of the last 5 years of your working career is that these years are likely to also be the highest income years for you. And generally speaking, it's a great time to pay for the big expenses. So if you need a new roof, maybe a new car, or that dream pair of matching jet skis, now might be a good time. But why? Well, because once you reach retirement, you'll only have so much money to live off of. And it can be really stressful to draw down big chunks of your portfolio when it's really your only safety net, especially if there's a down year in the stock market at the beginning of your retirement. Also, hopefully, your kids should be out of the house. You should be debt-free, your mortgage should be paid off, and generally speaking, your expenses should be lower than they were, let's say, a decade ago. So financially, it may be best to take care of any of these big expenses now. Reason number 3, having a better sense for the cost of retirement. If you ask a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old, hey, how much would it cost you each month to retire? They're probably going to reply with something like, I don't know. Well, that's because they're mainly focused on buying their first home or paying for their kids' school, and the idea of retirement is just way too far away for them right now. But that might not be the case for you if you're within 5 years of retiring. You should have a pretty good idea now of what you want your retirement to look like, and now is the time to start figuring out how much is that going to cost every year. And thankfully, it probably won't be all that much different than your current lifestyle, with a few exceptions, and it should be fairly easy for you to work out. Reason number 4, now may be the best time to take care of any medical procedures. If your employer offers good health care, then it's definitely advisable to take advantage of that and get any procedures done before you retire. Now, obviously, none of us can predict the future, and there's no telling what may happen to our health in retirement. But if you know that you need something taken care of, I would definitely recommend doing that before you retire and while you still have your health care from your employer. It could save you a lot in out-of-pocket expenses. Plus, health is wealth, right? So it's good to take care of anything that you need now. Which brings me to the final reason, number 5. Now is the time to start to dream. You're so close, just 5 short years that will fly right by. And now is the time to start dreaming about what you want your retirement to look like. What trips will you take? What adventures are you going to embark on? What hobbies will you take up? How are you going to spend your time? Now is the time to get your imagination going and plan it all out, because you and I both know you've certainly earned your golden years. So to recap, this is why the last 5 years before retirement are so important. It's a time for you to both financially and emotionally prepare for this wonderful time in your life. So take advantage of it. Make sure you're doing all of the things that you need to do to make sure that your retirement is amazing. And as always, if you have any questions or you need help with anything, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to help.